Hello, family. Today is Sunday, June 18th. It is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I am back in the garden. I've been a little bit under the weather, so I haven't been down here. But I will be down here today for a couple of hours trying to get things together. My pins finally came so that I could pin down the weed barrier. The wind's been blowing it all over the place. I did manage to get in a few of the beds, a few more of the beds, I should say. So they are growing. I'd have to come in and weed out a few things. So I'm going to be down here today trying to get this place together a little bit more. I still have to plan out quite a few things and get the back beds together, set up our watering system, and hopefully get everything mulched so that these weeds don't come up. So today is Monday, Juneteenth, and I was down here yesterday. I was able to get a few things done. I did not get everything done that I wanted to get done, but I did get my strawberries planted, as well as a couple of the things weeded out until the battery died on the edger, and the other battery wasn't charged, so I had to give it a rest. But I'm back down here today, and the plan is to get the weed barrier down, as well as the last of the beds in the back cleaned out and planted out today. We are also going to be planting asparagus in the orchard today as well, and hopefully getting all that grass down. The trees that we planted last year didn't do so well. The deer just killed us last year. We didn't get the fence up in time, and they just decimated all of the trees. I didn't even go in to do an actual assessment of that yet, but looking from here, I only see about 3 or 4 of the trees that we planted last year that survived. I don't know. When I get over there, I'll see a little bit better. But these beds back here will be getting done today. A lot of work, but we're gonna knock it out. So I am gonna drop this camera down and get to work. I got a lot of work to do in here today. So I'm gonna drop the camera and get moving. The sun is starting to set, and we were out here most of the day today. I got most of the garden planted out except for a few things in the back, and I did get my weed barrier down, so everything is starting to come together, starting to look lovely. Um, wow. Yeah, we did a lot of work today. We did manage to get it done. We also filled up the water tank. We're going to gravity feed this garden through here. The fence is still down, so we got to put that up before we leave. And I will come back down here tomorrow and finish out. I ran out of clips, so I have more up at the cabin, so I'll come down and I will finish this side and clean up in that corner and get the gardening season ready to go. So I wanted to come down and show what we did today. I still got to come down tomorrow and finish up, but we are getting her together. Things are starting to grow, and I'm excited about the growing season. All right, I'm gonna get this fence up and get out of here before it gets too dark, but the garden is coming along nicely and she's starting to look good. So day 3 is definitely a charm. I got everything together down here. The garden is basically planted out. I left a bed in the back because usually I'll find something in the middle of the season, or I'll want to drop something else and I have no more room. So I did leave a couple of beds in the back open, and that'll allow me to grow something else. But I did get the weed barrier down, and most of the garden is planted out, and I absolutely love the weed barrier. I don't have to worry about anything. It's aesthetically pleasing to look at, and when the plants start to grow, it's going to be really, really nice. My OCD is acting up a little bit with this bend in the fence, but I think that after it gets covered, I don't think it'll be that serious. I will try to bend it back a little bit, um, but I don't think it'll be that serious. I think when it fills out, it's going to be fine. So, but just a quick walkthrough of what's going on in here. Also got to get that grass from outside the fence. I'm not too stressed about that. Stuff like that doesn't bother me. But I will try and get it down. I don't want to do all this work and then have to go back over and do all this work twice. But it's definitely together. It's planted out. And we are in business. So it only took me 3 days to get it together. I am feeling so much better. I know that you can tell from day one the difference in my voice. I am feeling a lot better. I came down here and I knocked it out. It is such a big difference from this to this. It was a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie, and it took 3 days, but I stuck with it and knocked it out. So we are planted, mostly planted for the season. I do have a couple of beds that I leave empty in the back just in case I run across something that I want to drop in. And usually that always happens. And if I plant out the garden, I never have space unless I start planting in buckets, which there's plenty of space. So my husband's like, what do you mean you don't have space? Look at all that space you got out there. So talking about in the garden. So the garden is, for the most part, like I said, planted out. All we have to do is maintain and fertilize, water, and make sure that the critters don't go gangsta on us, or rogue I should say, and come in here and wipe us out. The only thing that I have left to do in here is mulch for the most part. I'm trying to mulch 3 or 4 different ways to see what works best. So that's going to be interesting. So we are praying for protection over this garden and for abundance.